This is Barney Cargile with our encouraging word for today on Wednesday, June the 24th. And our word for today is darkness. You know, a teacher once asked her students when they could see furthest. And they came up with answers like, on level ground, when it's, very clear day. And she said, no, you can see furthest at night. And they were puzzled, and she said, because at night you see the stars, which are millions and millions of miles away. 2 days ago I did a broadcast about the stars, and I want to continue that. That one was focused on how many stars there are in the universe. And I want to talk about this different aspect of when you can see further at night in the darkness. Years ago, when you look up at the sky near the Andromeda Galaxy, there's what appears to be a bright star in the sky. But what appears to us is just a singular star. When the Hubble telescope was tuned in on that, they discovered that it was not just one star, but behind that singular light lay more than 1,500 galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. Now, when you look at that light in the sky, what appears to us as a star are actually billions of stars that are billions and billions and billions of miles away. That's when you can see the furthest. Now, the same thing's true for us in our lives as well. Spiritually, there's certain aspects of life that we can only experience when we're going through dark times. In fact, St. John of the Cross wrote a powerful poem dealing with his struggles and the lessons he learned called the dark night of the soul. David puts it this way in Psalm 119 and verse 18. He says, "Open my eyes to see the wonderful truths in your instructions." There's certain truths that God can instruct us in only in the midst of darkness, deep darkness. He says this in Romans chapter 11 and verse 33, "Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable his judgments and his paths beyond tracing out." God's judgments are unsearchable. He says, "Who has known the mind of the Lord? Who has been his counselor? Who has ever given to God that God should repay them? For from him and through him and for him are all things. To him be the glory forever. Amen." My friends, I want to suggest to you that when we start talking about the depth of the wisdom and knowledge of God, we start talking about the fact that no one can teach him, that he's infinite, from him and through him and for him are all things. It's only when we're going through darkness that we can experience some of these things. We can experience the infinite nature of God. We can experience God's wisdom. We can experience his comfort and his love in the midst of darkness. That's been my experience and the experience of others through the years. And I share that right now because there's so many of us that are discouraged by the dark times that we're going through. And we're experiencing the darkness of fear and doubt and questions. And I know so many really strong Christians who are saying, I'm fighting depression like I never have before. And people wonder, where is God in all of this? I want to encourage us to embrace the darkness of our suffering, to embrace the gifts that God has for us in that, because there are aspects of God's nature that we can only experience in darkness, because it's really true what that teacher said, that you truly can see further at night. And that is my encouraging word for today.